Okay.
Hey guys, it's Anna Gray. I wanted to welcome my team, Team Victory All-Stars, and everyone in that organization. I have a special guest on here, and I wanted to also welcome everybody on Jesse's free training event page tonight. This call is for everyone who needs help on Facebook, let me tell you. I just wanted to give you a quick introduction, and then I'm going to hand it over to Jesse because he has got a ton of information for you. And I know that you guys make sure that you get your notebooks. I have my notebook ready to go. But I just wanted to share a little bit about my experience. Again, my name is Anna Gray. If you guys don't know me on the event page, I've been a coach since 2009. So for 7 years, I have been building my business in a warm market. If we talk about warm market on Facebook, so Facebook, my profile page, 7 years, I built an incredible business on that. I ran out of people to talk to. And so Jesse's name came up last year, and I joined actually this same free training last August. And then dove into his training. And let me tell you, he has completely turned my own Facebook business around, as well as my entire team who also have committed to his training. So you guys are in for a huge treat, let me tell you. So I'm really excited to share with you guys Jesse Regan here, spending his Monday night with us. Thanks, Jesse.
Well, thank you so much, Anna. And one thing I want you guys to understand, everyone in Anna's group and everyone in my free event, welcome. And I want you to understand, it's people like Anna that help and make this training awesome. It's the people like her that have really, I think, made this training and it had to take a life of its own, really, because a lot of the coaches have embraced this because this information is needed to do it right. Because let's be honest, you can waste a lot of time and money if you don't know what you're doing on here, and nobody really gives real direction. And a lot, like for example, a lot of stuff I've learned and a lot of stuff we're gonna cover tonight is just from making a lot of mistakes and spending a lot of money on my end, because we do a lot of stuff on Facebook. We've made all the mistakes, and I'm here to share with you guys what you can do to help take your business to the next level. So tonight, it's actually going to be about the free call or the team call I did in Washington, D.C. this weekend for the Super Saturday. All it's going to be is I'm going to go over that same call, and then if you guys have questions, you can post below. Anna will check in her group, and then Anna, if you want to check inside of the pin post of the event for any questions that would be relevant to these slides we're going to go through tonight. And we can go through those at the end, and I'll stay on as long as there's questions. So let me just shoot over there, and we'll get to these slides. It's called The 7 Deadly Mistakes of Facebook Marketing. So I'm going to fire this up, and I'll turn on my slides, and then I'll share the screen. And again, if you guys have questions or anything like that, please feel free to ask away. And here we go. All right. Let me screen share. All right. All right. We can see that, right, Anna? Okay, good. She's saying yes. So,
yes.
All right, good. Yeah, no problem. All right. So have your notebooks out. We're going to go through the 7 deadly mistakes of Facebook marketing. So the first one we get a lot, which is not using a like page to grow your business. There's a lot of questions we get all the time, and I've already seen some inside of the event itself, is asking about a personal page versus a like page. For a lot of people, they'll be attached to their personal page more because this is all you've had. So of course, I'll get people asking me all the time, well, I get way more engagement on my personal page than my like page. Why should I use my like page? Well, the first question I want to ask is it bringing you business, or are you just kind of attached to the results that are on there, as far as, people are liking it and stuff, but most of the time that's your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, people you went to high school with, people you work with, some of your best friends, some of your fellow coaches. It's not about numbers necessarily in this case. It's about results. And I'm going to give you guys some major advantages, because you guys, Facebook designs these like pages for one thing, to bring you business. And they offer us a huge amount of tools, which Anna knows about now more than ever, a huge amount of tools that we can take advantage of to blow our businesses up. So the first one is, I'm going to kind of give you a list within a list. The first one is, kind of obvious. There's no limit for growth. And I hear a lot of people, trying to shoot for that 5,000 quote unquote friends. There's no limit. Like my wife's page now, she's going to be nearing 85,000 people on there, but they're laser targeted people. These are people that absolutely jive with her. They connect with her, and there's no limit. We could grow that page to 1 million people if we want. You cannot grow your friends list bigger than 5,000, which is a small number in the long run here. Another huge advantage to a like page is they give us all this data. Now, one thing you guys need to realize, and it sounds a little bit scary, but Facebook knows more about us than the government knows about us. And you know why? Because we volunteer that information to them. Everybody, or most people probably have Messenger on their phone. Well, you are volunteering your photos, some of your conversations, and they're tracking everything. And it's, hey, I'm not saying this to alarm you. I'm saying this to excite you, because realize, as an advertiser, this is a dream come true. They are literally giving us all of this data to play with and to laser target and to find our tribe right on there. And then we can look at our data and say, okay, I knew this post did well or this one didn't. And I'm going to get into that in a little bit in a future slide on here, which is going to cover ways that you can take advantage of this data dramatically right from your page itself. Another big advantage to having a business page or like page is you're projecting a professional image, especially to those new cold market leads. Obviously, the only way to really drive new cold leads to your business is through a like page. But just giving the example of even having, page reviews, that's something that we go into, and I'm going to really hammer home this round of training is the importance of asking for reviews, asking for testimonials, especially after you provide a lot of value and you really do help people, because that's what this is all about. It's about connecting with and helping people. But when someone else gives you a review or a testimonial, it's so powerful. As we know, word of mouth is one of the most powerful forms of advertising. And when you have a professional image, it's pretty easy for people to recommend you to others right on there. Here's another one. Now, this is kind of a big tip too. So first I'll go into the advantage, which is assigned roles and the ability to schedule posts. Assigned roles basically means as you grow, as your business grows, and all you guys are going to see your business grow if you keep taking action and the right type of action. But as your business grows, you're going to, think, wow, I don't have enough time to keep up with all these conversations, or I don't have enough time to maybe create all these images or write these posts. So what you can do is start assigning roles. So for example, if you want someone to do your ads, you can actually assign a role inside of your like page for people to do advertising, or you can assign a role for someone to actually do your posts for you. There's plenty of coaches out there that have virtual assistants and other people that actually help them, which again, it creates more business-like results. Another big thing is scheduling posts. Please do not use a third-party scheduler to run your business, because Facebook will not give you as much love in their, algorithm, which a lot of people are always worried about. You're not going to get as much love. Use the Facebook scheduler. So just sit down, butt in seat, and get your posts done. Now, I'm going to get into it a little bit more, but it's important not just to say, all right, I'm going to try to blast through these posts and get them done as quick as possible. That's not what it's about, you guys. What it's really about is taking the time, putting thought behind your posts, and making sure that they are darn good, that people are going to connect with them. And, I'll give you some more tips about how to do that here in this. But just realize that you should not use a third-party scheduler. Make sure you're using the Facebook scheduler. Another huge advantage to using a like page is just the advertising aspects. Now, what if you have a post on your personal page that does really well? What can you do with it? Not much after it does pretty well. But what if you have a post that does really well on your like page? What can you do with it? Oh, you can scale that thing up to as many people as you want. And we get into this heavily in the Social Team Builder training, but you can go through and target different audiences. You can target your fans, friends of fans, everything. And you can blow that thing up. And you could know, hey, every time I spend $1 on this, I'm going to get $3 back in return, because I'm getting so many conversations going. I'm selling so many challenge packs. I'm bringing in so many new people this is ridiculous. And it'll get to the point, and I can't tell you how many people have told me, I had to turn an ad off because I couldn't keep up with the conversations. That is what's called a network marketer's dream, you guys. All right, next. There's something called specialized posts, which are basically in our like pages. And I went through this. I just actually shared an example in the Social Team Builder group. One of them, for example, is a get messages post. So you can literally articulate a post. Say you're asking a question about, hey, what can I do for you guys? Or how can I help you more? The call to action, right when they click on that button, will literally direct message you. I mean, how powerful is that? So imagine actually doing that, promoting it to your fans and getting a bunch of direct messages. When you realize that the best way to generate business, especially with cold market people that you don't know, it's all about starting conversations, getting to know them, and there isn't a better way to do that. And they have so many new, special, awesome things that they offer within the like pages that can help you blow up your businesses. Obviously, things like offers and then promotable events are just such great ways, again, to provide value and to get more conversations started with that hundreds of millions of people out there waiting to hear from you. Now, number 7 is dark posts, which is another big time advantage. There's been a few misconceptions about dark posts. Some people were thinking dark posts were posts where people were being real vulnerable or sharing a dark part about their pasts. A dark post is essentially what it is something you set up inside of the Power Editor, which is a tool for Facebook advertising they give us. That's really amazing tool. But what a dark post is you can actually set up a post. You could test different ad copy. You can test different images. And you could test that post on any audience you want. And what it'll be like, it'll look like it'll come from your like page, but it won't actually post on your like page. It'll only test on their timeline. And it'll look like it come from your, like it'll be live on your page, but it's actually just what's called a dark post. So it's literally on their timeline, but it's not live on your page. And you could test as many things as you want. So imagine what it would mean for your business if rather than guessing and saying, I'm going to try to put $40 behind this and see what happens, you could test everything for $1 each and then scale up the one that got the best results. So this is just a little tiny slice of what dark posts can do, but they can be an absolute game changer for your business when you use them correctly. Another real powerful one is the ability. Well, this is ridiculously powerful. And we get into this as far as, creating the avatar and then finding your specific interests inside of there. And we break down interest levels with Facebook and show you how to find some like laser targeted groups and targets inside of Facebook that will, you will be able to find your tribe and people that will connect with you. Now, another thing that it gets a little bit deeper, but it's amazing when you start understanding what it could be for business. Custom audiences and lookalike audiences. You guys, they actually have audiences now. You could create an audience of people that have just engaged on your like page. You could literally create an audience from just that. And the other thing that you can do with it, you guys, is you can then take that audience and you can create a lookalike audience of people that are extremely similar to them, up to like 2 million people, and go find those people right on Facebook. Facebook is getting so ridiculously accurate with this stuff. It's scary. But again, from an advertising perspective, it's mind-blowing. You are absolutely missing the boat if you are not taking advantage of these things. Number 9, Facebook like pages get indexed, meaning not only in Facebook search are they going to get a lot more love, but they are indexed in the search engines like Google. So they're a public page, they're a business entity, they're going to get a lot more love in the search engines. And number 10 is a big advantage or a huge advantage is you avoid being shut down. If you are running your business exclusively through a personal page and you're, constantly putting offers up there or whatever, you are increasing your odds of actually having your profile shut down. And yes, there have been other coaches that have actually had their profiles shut down, their whole Facebook account shut down because they are running business. Facebook doesn't want us to run a business from a personal page, you guys. They design these pages for specific reasons. And you can see all these reasons right on here. But the other one is they just want people to actually use them for business. Now, here's a professional tip or a big tip. Get a professional cover. You saw me post on this earlier today in the free group for those that are in it. but in the free group. But it's super important that you get a professional cover done. I always recommend Fiverr, Fiverr.com, but just get a great looking cover done. You do not have to go and get professional photos. Just grab the iPhone, stand against a wall, and have someone take some pictures of you, and then the graphics designer can then crop you out and put some different images on, like you can see here, and get a really attractive looking cover. It's that simple. It's really easy. And if you're not doing it, please don't go to Canva or PicMonkey and try to put something together if you don't know what you're doing with graphics. It's like $5 to $20 and you can get a great looking cover. So it's very much worth the investment. It absolutely increases your credibility with your audience when you have a nice looking cover. People will be more likely to message you and connect with you when they see a more professional image in that aspect. Here's mistake number 2, not dialing in your avatar. There are literally millions of people waiting to hear from you. I don't care who you are. If you're 18 or if you are 75, there are people on Facebook waiting to hear from you. I don't care if you're in good shape, bad shape, great shape, whatever. There are people waiting to hear from you. It doesn't matter about your story. There are other people like you on here who would absolutely want to connect with you. And I'm going to show you some examples from the training that people have created their avatar, which helps them connect with other people inside of Facebook. So I want you guys to understand when you're writing a post, and like I said, we're going to kind of talk about a little bit how important it is to really think about how you write a post, right? Your message needs to appear to talk to one person. Facebook is not a shopping mall. You don't go up there, who wants to buy this and who wants to buy that? This isn't Amazon, you guys. This is a coffee shop. This is a party. You're just talking to one person. So start writing your posts like that. Make them conversational and real. Don't try to be everything for everyone, because then you're going to be nothing for nobody, right? You're not your posts, when you start making these generically, well, I'm going to kiss the Shakeology cup and love this and love that and love all these products, they're going to fall on deaf ears, okay? So you need to make sure that you are articulating things in a way that will connect with others. Now, here's an example. I directly took this from the training. This is just, I thought, a really great example of someone who created an avatar. We have a bunch of awesome avatar training inside of there. And we're going to even have another thing in the free group. We're going to go over some more avatar training in here. But this is just an example. Your avatar is kind of created. A lot of people always think, well, I want to find the perfect person or whatever, like ideal for me. But sometimes, you guys, the avatar could be the person you were before you were coaching, okay? It could be the person that was out of shape. Maybe it's the person that was drinking too much or, just partying too much or just doing things that, you didn't really want to be doing. But those people sometimes are looking for a change. So you need to realize it's a combination of who you are, who you were, some of your friends, some of your family, other coaches, maybe some of your really active fans. It could be some of them. But just realize it's a combination of those things. When you put them together, that can actually create that person. And it's actually really important to name the person so you can start visualizing who it is that you're writing your posts for. Now, here's another quick example I'll just share with you. This is here, and again, I go through and I actually shared quite a few examples inside of the training, like even going to Amazon and start looking at a lot of the brands that you buy. What magazines do you read? Who are some of your favorite authors? What TV shows do you watch? Are you a mom? Are you a dad? Are you a single parent? What are some of your sports? Do you like to go hiking? Do you like gardening? Just things like that. Are you big into pets? That's when you can start articulating your posts and start getting things, because you guys need to understand for your like pages, and I'll say this every day until I'm blue in the face. It's not about Beachbody. It's about you. People can buy the products anywhere, but people want to buy products from people they connect with and they like, and they know that they can, work together and build something special. So it's about you. That's why your story matters. Nobody has your story, and nobody can connect with people the way you can connect with people. So I want you to realize that there's so much out there, but it's not about Beachbody. It's about you. That's what people will buy from. So this is another big one here. Not doing enough video. You guys have probably heard it from other coaches, but I'm going to say it again, and we go through this a lot. Video has huge advantages over images. Now think about it like this. Facebook, being a social media website, just like almost every other website, the number one goal is they want people to not only get there, but they want them to stay on Facebook. Now, 100 million people log onto Facebook every night, but one of the things that keeps people on, think about it like this, you guys. What do you think would keep your fan base on longer? An image of you or a 5-minute video of you? People absolutely will interact with video much, much more. They will engage with video more. And Facebook, not a big surprise, will reward you with more reach. I think people are 37% more likely to engage on a video versus an image. So you absolutely need to be doing more video. And this is something you have to remember, even when you're writing your posts or doing your videos or anything like that, that video has what's called a very powerful personal branding effect. Now, the example I like to lead is, I bet you there's a lot of people here that really like Tony Robbins, right? That they've listened to him, they know his voice. He's got that raspy voice. He's a big, tall guy, and you just feel like you really connect with them. Well, you know what? If I went to a Tony Robbins event, because I've listened, I probably watched almost every one of his YouTube videos. I know I've listened to almost all of his audios. I would want to go up and give the guy a big hug and just, because I just feel like I know him. I feel like he's one of my best friends. He'd probably think I'm a big weirdo, but I feel like, I know the guy because I have watched him so much. That's what you want your fan base to connect with you. Does that make sense? You guys, you want your fans to start knowing your face and your voice and start looking forward to hearing from you. That's when you start really getting that recognition that you see here, and that when people start remembering you, that's when you're really starting to build your brand. And video, or nothing does it more powerful than with video itself. Now, obviously, I talked about this a little bit before, but remember I mentioned the statistics and custom audiences. Well, imagine this, you guys. As you post videos and not ads, but just videos, right? You're just doing your live videos, or you're uploading videos or whatever of especially ones of you. As you're doing that, Facebook actually tallies up and keeps track through a custom audience of everyone that has watched 10 seconds of your video, 25%, 50%, 75%, 95%, and everyone that's completed it. So imagine if you were able to create a post and say, I only want to target people that have watched 50% of my videos or more. Think about how crazy powerful that is, you guys. These people already know you. So then if you're offering up a free group or maybe a challenge group, you know how much easier it is then to target those people in if they've watched a lot of your videos? I mean, it's just unbelievably powerful. And it's things that people don't take advantage of because, some of this stuff in Facebook can get complicated. But if you're showing the right ways and showing, hey, all this stuff doesn't matter. This is all you need to know as far as relationship marketing goes, how to get more conversations, how to get more people in front of you. Now, this is an example. I shared this earlier, but I just like to use it because, hey, the TMI talk of digestive struggles, it's nothing pretty, but this was, again, all organic views, 41,000 views organically, but even more importantly was the crazy amount of comments that she got on it. Just constantly people asking about this and that, but big surprise, big shocker. There's a bunch of people with digestive problems. Oh, wow. That's like 50% of us have, some type of inflammatory disease. So it's not a big shock. And this is kind of a niche my wife has taken on. But, that's absolutely connecting people. But she doesn't sugarcoat stuff. She just is straight up real. And again, I mentioned this earlier, but she'll have my daughter crazy in the background, dogs running around. It's not some perfect setup, like, oh, here's me in a perfect office. I look great. She'll do it after a workout or whatever else. Just be real, be you. And that's what people are going to love. If you start trying to be perfect, it's not going to connect with people. It might impress them a little bit, but it's not going to connect with them. And they're not going to feel like they could do what you do. Okay, so every single round of training, every single round that we have done Social Team Builder, we've had people that have had viral videos, videos that go viral. And again, these are all organic. These are just people that have had things that have absolutely blown up. And you can imagine what it does for your business. Now, I'm not saying join Social Team Builder and you're going to get a viral video. No, it's all it means is that the more video you do, you're basically buying another lottery ticket in the Facebook lottery that if a larger group of people start to really like it and they share it, then it just takes off and it goes crazy. And you can see here, what do you think 252,000 shares would mean for your business? What do you think that would mean to help you grow and connect with new people? Now, this is Kate Neal. This one here, 576,000 shares, you guys, 20 million views. It's mind-blowing. Her numbers for Success Club, I think one month were like 60 or 70. It was ridiculous. She absolutely has blown it up. I think she has over 500,000 page likes on her page just from that one video. And again, it was all organic. I guarantee you, Anna knows who this is. Stephanie Kathman. She's in the Social Team Builder training. She helps out a ton. She had this video go viral, which she actually did it like 2 years ago before she actually posted it on her like page. And she's been hitting Success Club 20 to 40, all from cold traffic. She actually has some training that she's going to have inside of here. I interviewed her, asked her a bunch of questions, and I'm going to post that later in the week in the free training. But look at this, you guys, 3.1 billion views and just a ton of business and conversations for her to keep growing her brand. I know for her right now, she had that, what I said before, which was she's got more conversations than she knows how to handle. She's actually hiring an assistant right now, which is a very good problem to have. Mistake number 4, not connecting with your audience to ask what they like and want to see more of. Anna, you can, I want to ask this one for you. So just unmute yourself for 1 second, but do you find a lot of people when they are posting, because I always get people, I'm not getting any engagement on my page, Jesse, I'm not getting any engagement. And then I go to their page and I don't see one post that gives anybody a reason to engage.
Yes, absolutely. It can be very simple. I'll give you an example. I was shoe shopping this weekend. I put on 2 pairs of shoes. I took a picture of it and I said, which one? That's simple. But it gave people an excuse to give, and it wasn't even a well put together picture. It was just a picture of 2 different shoes on my feet. And I said, which one? And I had a ton of comments. So it gave people a reason to comment.
And it gives you a reason to then connect with them, right?
Exactly.
That's what we teach in there, you guys. It's kind of mind-blowing how simple some of this stuff can be as far as getting more engagement. But if it's like I said in here, it's simple and free to do. Most people neglect it. Most people are not reaching out to people who are engaging on their page and thanking them, taking the time. Like I shared earlier, Anna had a post that you looked like you were just thanking somebody for engaging on your page, and then they messaged back something about needing to work out.
Yeah, it was that exact post about my shoes, and I've had, since posting that, I've had other responses. It was just a simple message like, thank you for playing along on my post. It's nice to have support on that page, and that was it. Have a great day. And I've gotten multiple responses that have dug in a little bit deeper of why they're on the page. So not only what the one girl that you're referring to asked that she really needs help and that's why she's on the page to gain motivation, but the other messages were really kind of a clue as to what they're there for. So it gives you an opportunity to really kind of connect with those people and see what value you're sharing or what they like about you.
And it's funny too, because a lot of people don't realize this, and this is the next part I'm going to get into is there's one station that everybody listens to, right? There's one station that everybody here listens to, and it's WIIFM. And that's What's in It for Me. All people care about, you guys, and this is just us as humans. All we care about is what's in it for me, right? And when you start asking people opinions, when you start really posting and posting stuff that people feel like they're a part of your page and they feel like they're connecting with you and they're benefiting from you, people feel special when you ask their opinions or when you reach out to them. Because here's the, this isn't a big shocker. There's hundreds of thousands of other coaches out there, you guys. You always need to ask yourself, what are you doing to stand out? What are you doing to make your posts different? Why is your page so special? Why do you think you need this? Why do you think you deserve the engagement? What are you doing on there? you know? And when people, when you are standing out, when you're messaging people, it has a snowball effect. It has such a powerful snowball effect of people just can, because once, you know, like someone, Anna reaches out to someone, they respond back, they have a conversation. Well, do you think they're going to be more likely to engage on other stuff that Anna posts? Of course they are. You know, so it's just simple stuff like that that people don't take enough time to do. It's just a little extra effort, you guys, that you do will make a huge difference in your business. I guarantee it. Now, another thing, which is really easy to do, which is begin and end your posts with questions. You know, like I said before, I will go to people's pages and I will literally, you know, someone will say, I'm not getting any engagement. And I'll go there and I'll say, I don't see one time you asked me to engage. You know, if you ask me a question or if you give me a reason to engage, then I will. But if you're not actually asking people their opinions or want to know more about them, they're not going to, you know, there's most people are just watching. They're not going to like, they're not going to comment, but you know, you can make an impact for the people watching if you start posting things where they feel like they could be a part of that. So, and this is the other question I get a lot of too, is like, hey, should I use this cover photo or this cover photo or whatever? And, you know, I'll give critiques as far as, you know, maybe you want to move this around or whatever, but if they like 3 or 4 of them look really good, you know what I say? Grab a couple of your favorite ones, put them up to your fans and let them vote on it. It's going to get a crazy amount of engagement, and then and then you pick the winner, and then they're going to feel like, wow, I'm a part of this. This is, you know, I picked that cover. How cool. So really easy stuff, you guys. Here's another big mistake: not posting enough, ignoring the data. And I'm going to show you some examples. And this is from my wife's pages. I just took this a few months ago or whatever. But this is, if you go into Insights, and then you look at your actual posts, right? So go into the Insights of your page and start looking at your posts. And a lot of people might have looked at this before, but really not known what to do with it. So first of all, when you have a like page, especially early on, you know, you need to be posting about 3 to 5 times a day. And you can look and see at the times which one does the best. For us, we'll post our videos in the evening about 7 o'clock Mountain Time and get our best results. And that's usually when my wife will do her live videos as well. But here's another big tip. As you are looking at your posts, right, and you see this, okay, so look, this post did really well. So did this one, this, you know, this workout here. You can save those posts. So actually create what's called a swipe file. So it's basically like literally a swipe file of just links to your best posts. And then you can reuse them, because nobody's going to go back and think, what was Anna doing in June? You know, so you can go back and reuse those best posts later on. And my wife has reused like some workout videos like 4 times. And every time we post it, it does better the next time, because we're always adding new fans. But also, people aren't going to remember everything. And sometimes they wouldn't have been exposed to it. And then there's just new fans that haven't seen anything, right? So save those best ones, and you're going to have this huge portfolio, especially after about 6 months to a year of doing this. You're going to have a huge portfolio of posts that you can just go back to, and you don't have to constantly think of new posts. So it's just an easy way to get more engagement and to make your life a lot easier writing posts. Here's another one. Share other viral video content. Super easy way. It's going to give you a lot more love in the algorithm. And please do not think, oh, if I share this other post from this, top coach or some other place, that they're going to go there and they're going to forget about me. No, your fans are going to remember where they saw the content first. And if it was from your page, they're going to remember that, and they're going to thank you for it. And especially with more engagement, more comments. And again, Facebook will give your other posts in a type of a halo effect by sharing viral videos. You will get increased reach on your other posts. Now, don't share a viral video every day, but once or twice a week, start sharing viral videos. Kind of get a feel for your page about what works and what doesn't. And then, like Anna was saying earlier, make sure you are acknowledging the people that are commenting on things. Just say, hey, just like right here, agree, but they can be a bit pricey about yoga pants or whatever, just start commenting and getting a conversation started. And if someone like Kelly here, if she has been commenting on a few things, what a great reason to just private message her. Hey, Kelly, thanks for commenting on here. Facebook can be really tough, and it really means a lot to me that you are engaging on my page. You know, tell me what's up with you. It looks like you got a couple of kids, you know, how old are they? Just little conversation starter like that. Ask people about their life. I'm Anna, you can tell me this, but I think a lot of people, they'll start off and they'll be, you know, they'll literally, the first message someone gets will be, do you want to join my challenge group? Or something along the lines of that.
Oh, my video.
I
Yeah.
got ya.
No, okay, there. Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of a knee-jerk reaction to do that. But holding back from doing it, actually, I think increases your engagement more. You know, you force yourself to hold back and don't mention it and just have a conversation. You really get much more out of that conversation.
Do you think you have to train yourself sometimes because you're so excited about Beachbody and everything? But
yes, absolutely.
But did going through some of the social team builder training help you transition into that aspect of being people first?
Oh, absolutely. No, I think the very first week was incredibly eye-opening. It just you know, your personal story, your personal relationship, and how you talk to people. That was golden. That was golden because you do have to pull yourself back from what you are so excited about this, and it's so easy to tell people about it, because why wouldn't you tell people about it? Because you're so excited about it that it doesn't feel natural to kind of hold back. But you know, you learn to do that, and the more that you learn that, the easier it is. And
the more people will connect with you, and the more business you're going to get in the long run. And we actually show you guys examples of conversations, how to get them started. But the goal really is to get people to ask you what you're doing, you know, in a natural way. But if people feel like they're being sold to, they're going to run. They're going to turn around and run, especially if they're brand new. Here's another big tip, you guys. As you share these viral videos and other things like that, you know, as of today, you can still invite people. So what'll happen is, say I went and liked a post on some page that I like. Well, some of my friends and family are going to see that post, especially if it's viral. So then what'll happen is the owner of the page, so say it's you and you share a viral video, the owner of the page can then invite people that haven't liked the page yet to like the page. And you can do up to 150 people a day. So I'm telling you, it's such an easy way to get more people to like your page. All right, mistake number 6, and we see this asked quite a bit, and people, you know, are always wondering, how do you grow your page? You know, obviously you need to do some advertising to grow your page, but, and this might be a shocker to people or whatever, but the thing we really recommend, and we highly, highly recommend not doing, is do not boost posts. You want to use what's called the Power Editor, which you may have heard me mention it earlier. And you systematically split test things so there's no more guessing. You should never be gambling with your money. Now, boosting posts means technically everything in Facebook terminology now is called boost post. But that blue button in the front of your page, when they say, hey, just click here and it will be seen by another 10,000 people for $20. Don't do that. You should not be doing that. There's many, many reasons for it. The first is, you are guessing with your money. You are literally playing you're like playing the Facebook slot machine, and you don't know if it's going to win or not. And most of the time it loses. I bet you almost everyone here, because, you know, they'll be told by maybe some really high top coach that you need to boost your posts and get your fans to see it. And you do that a few times, spend $100 and you're like, okay, now what? Right? Now what? Now they're good, you know, they're well-meaning, because a lot of times, you know, this isn't stuff that's easy to explain. I couldn't be, you know, like an expert Beachbody coach and an expert Facebook, you know, teacher. So from a Facebook perspective, you know, it's not simple stuff right away unless someone simplifies it for you. So with boosting posts, I can't stress enough, don't do it. And the other thing is, it just doesn't bring as targeted of a crowd. So what we found is people that will boost posts continuously will actually destroy the engagement of their page by doing it. Yes, Anna, we had and we went into that heavily in the training, but it definitely is common. So you're not alone if you've done it, and don't worry, there are ways to fix it. and it's called the Facebook Power Editor. The Power Editor is awesome because think about it like this, you guys. You guys heard me mention dark posts. Well, what's so cool about the Power Editor is you could set up little $1 split tests where you can test different images, different videos, different ad copy, because you never know what's going to work. If I tried to guess what would work, I would literally be flat broke because I would be wrong. I'm wrong probably like 90% of the time when I'm trying to guess which ads will do the best. I'm just really good at setting up a lot of split tests, and anybody can do this. It's really simple once you understand it. This is not like trying to learn Mandarin Chinese. It's more like trying to learn how to bake a cake. You put all the ingredients together and you put it in the Facebook oven and you let it do the work for you. And then you look at the numbers and you think, okay, I'm going to kill off all these other things and I'm going to scale up this one. And I know, again, like I said before, I put $1 in, I'm going to get $5 back, because if I sell this product here, I'll get $40 or $50 and I'll have this many conversations. So it's just all about numbers and looking at the data, which is really quite simple once you get into it. I'd like to think that just because, again, we've spent so much money and we've tested so many things that we've simplified it way more, I mean, as much as possible. And Anna, I want your opinion on this. Was going through the Power Editor as scary as you maybe thought it was going to be moving forward?
You walk it through step by step, exactly what you're going to see. It's intimidating because we've all heard of it. And that's, I think, why we hit that boost button, because we don't want to have to do this other thing. But you walk through it step by step by step. Like, there's no mystery.
Could you do it basically like no problem? Like you can set up ads in minutes now.
Oh, now it's a piece of cake.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, you guys. This isn't like trying to, I'm going to be an expert guitar player or whatever. It's like, once I know how to bake this cake, I can keep doing it.
Yeah.
So I just want you to understand that the learning curve is not very steep. And once you get it, and you can do it over and over and over again. And that's how Anna will only run her business now, and everyone else in the training. All right, so this is mistake number 7, the final mistake that I have on here, and it's probably the most important, which is not truly providing real value, not actually going on there and giving of yourself. And something that we heavily go into this training on is just giving, and and people might get sick of hearing it a little bit, but you guys got to go above and beyond that. The value word gets thrown around a lot, but when you start understanding what real value is, when people start feeling like, I really do care. Like, I'll tell you this, you guys, I truly care about the people in the training. I truly care about you guys. Nothing makes me happier than seeing people succeed. I truly believe that. And you can ask anybody in Social Team Builder if they believe what I just said. I give my heart and soul to this to help people succeed, and it's the same deal. You just, when your audience, when your fans can tell that you truly care about them and you truly want to make a difference, it's more powerful than anything. It's more powerful than any advertising or anything. No one can defeat true, just giving and value. Because it's just a way to stand out. When you're looking at your page and you're thinking, how am I standing out? Stand out in a good way. And here's the thing that a lot of people, and for some people, it's kind of they're doing it naturally. And for others, they think it's a time waster, but it's just the opposite. Free groups and giveaways, you guys. Free groups and giveaways. They are huge business changers and game changers when you do them right. And for free groups, or for free groups especially, you have to treat a free group like it would be a paid group. Okay. So I noticed a lot of people, and we see this all the time. We look back at some of the older free groups that they've done, and they just basically I'll post in here once a week. And then, I'm not going to spend much time in it because it's a lot of tire kickers and time wasters. But if you treat that free group and you just pour your heart and soul on there and you absolutely wow people on there, you know what they're going to think? Holy cow, this free group was amazing. I can't wait to see what the paid one is like, So when you message that person and say, hey, what'd you think of this free group? Did you like it? What value did you get? How could I make it better? and they give you their opinion, you get that conversation started. Well, hey, I'm doing a challenge group next week. Do you want to check it out? It's not too much to join, and you're going to get a ton of value from it. And we got a few other people joining. Do you want to check it out with me? Just stuff like that will absolutely get you a ton of business, but it starts with the value you provide people. Now, imagine what it would mean if you had 10,000 people that are loving your stuff, that are digging you, and these are all people from the cold market that they can refer their friends and family to. So here's the thing. I said this earlier, you guys, and you need to wrap your head around a little bit because I don't think people believe it sometimes. But the biggest, most important thing you have to share is you. It's not Beachbody. It's not Coeur de Force or P90X or Insanity or Shakeology. It's you. It's your story that matters. It's your story that will connect with people. People can go anywhere to buy any product they want, basically. So they're shopping. This is about human to human interaction. So once, and for a lot of people, they don't really know how to start being them more on there. So probably my favorite part of the training is early on when people start getting themselves interviewed and they really start learning more about who they are. It's extremely cathartic. I have goosebumps right now. I'm not kidding. It's extremely cathartic. It's extremely therapeutic for people when they start really just being them on the page. They're not pretending to be someone else. They're not copying another coach. They're just being them. And you guys, how awesome is it to just think about it from a business standpoint? All you got to do is be you, and you're going to get more business, right? You're not going to be Anna. You're not going to be so-and-so top coach. You're going to be you, and it's going to get you more business. And there's going to be some parts that are going to be uncomfortable or whatever, but it's a growing experience, and it's going to make you a better person. I guarantee it. So get yourself interviewed. I don't care if it's a friend. Actually, it's usually better to get someone that doesn't know you and have them ask you some tough questions, have them ask you, and then obviously do it on video. And then what you can do is actually take that, you can upload it into YouTube. And then I think you have to hit captions. You can look up how to transcribe a YouTube video, but they do it automatically for you. And then right below the video, you'll have a big list of the actual transcriptions. And guess what, you guys? That's a huge list of post ideas for later. Just by uploading your interview, you're going to have a bunch of ideas. Oh, wow, I never thought about that. Like Kelsey Gigi, who's going to be doing some free training, like I said, for the avatar. She did a really great post on like 7 parts about how she met her husband. And it was not some type of perfect romance, you guys. It was a tough story. There was a lot going on in there. And every day she left it with a little bit of a cliffhanger, but it was all true. And people were loving it. That's what you want to do. Just kind of start sharing tidbits about yourself. It's okay. Leave a little cliffhanger here and there, but start sharing little tidbits about yourself and your story, what you're doing. Why did you become a coach? Stuff like that. Why are you looking for a change in your life? What are you doing this year that's going to be different than the previous years? Start focusing on that. That's what's going to inspire people. And when you write a post, start asking yourselves, will it move your audience to action? Because there's the quickest way to influence behavior and to get someone to do what you want is to get them to take action. It's not asking them or, just, hey, who wants to lose some weight? It's getting them to take action, joining your groups, following you in there, continually messaging back and forth, getting them to do something about it. That's where it starts getting powerful and where you can start really making a difference in people's lives. All right, and I'm going to quickly go through these again. Lots of live video. There's nothing more real than live video because it's unscripted, it's real, it's you, right? And again, like I said, my daughter is in all of my wife's live videos. She doesn't try to filter anything. You can see my daughter in the background there. She's crazy in a good way, and we have a lot of fun with it. Just enjoy yourself. Have fun. Here's another one. No filter, right? Just be you. Talk about the good, the bad, and all the things that you are struggling with, things you're trying to overcome. Here's another one. I'll try to quickly go through these. This is Angel. She's had 5 kids now. And oh wow, she's got some scars from having kids. I mean, what mom doesn't have some scars from, you know, how difficult it is to go through pregnancy, right? But guess what? Look at all these conversations she's got started. These aren't just, you know, hey, way to go. These are full responses that she's getting here. These are avenues of conversation. So I need you guys to understand, when you can just be you, raw, real, unfiltered, it's going to absolutely connect with people. And it's not about being perfect. It's about being you. Here's just a couple of just quick, I've got so many of these. And again, I'm not saying it to brag. I'm saying it because I'm proud. And I'm proud of these guys. I'm proud of people going through there and making a difference. 100% of her clients come from her like page. Her engagement is unreal, and she's enjoyed keeping her personal page personal. She's at Success Club 24 and 60 conversations going. None of these that you see here were solicited. I don't ask people to post. They just do it because they're excited. 7,000 new followers, tons of new likes and engagement, 3 new coaches lined up. Here's Nick. Dark post recruited 8 Success Club points, 1 coach. This one here, imagine what it would be like for you guys getting laser targeted page likes for 4 and 5 cents. And that's one thing we always say, around the 10 cents is like huge, but if you can get below that, which people do all the time, you are absolutely kicking butt. All right, here's another one, Doreen, which you're going to hear more about from her. She is awesome. She actually messaged me a while back, and she will fully admit this. She was making every excuse in the book. I'm too old. I'm not in great shape. I can't do this. I'm not good for social media. And I told her, I'm like, Doreen, come back to me when you're not ready for excuse, when you're going to leave your excuses behind and you're ready to take action. Well, guess what? She did. Now this post here, Success Club 23 with 11 new coaches. And then she has Success Club 11, 5 new coaches for September. If she can do this at 57 and far from skinny, then anybody can do this. Coach Jessie Burr, she is an absolute gem. She helps out in the training all the time. Volunteers and helps, and is just a giver. And I love this post. It just gave me chills. Help other people simply by doing it. She was able to double her income. It's about providing value to your audience, building relationships, connecting with those that have liked your page, helping new coaches build freedom for their lives. Never forget why you started this in the first place, you guys. It's not about paychecks. It's not about the Success Club points. It's about helping others. When you can do that, and when you get your page to that point, business will take care of itself. So we're going to get to questions. For those of you guys that are not in the free group yet, we'll put a link to it. Right, Anna? We'll put a link. You can unmute. You can fire some questions at me too. And we'll put a link to the free group. This is my like page, the Social Team Builder fan page. If you want to go like that, there's some free training in there as well. But the free group's going to have a lot more free training inside of there. I got some really great stuff planned, you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this. And let's get to some questions.
Okay. So we had some questions on the event page. I'm going to scroll down, find my first one here. How do I get more people commenting or committing to wanting to join a free group with my paid Facebook posts? I get likes, but rarely get I'm in or anything. What keywords should I use to capture the audience I want?
So there are no keywords or anything like that are going to get you more engagement. You really have to, first of all, for a free group, people have to know what it's all about. I think and Anna, you can chime in on this as well. But when people are posting something like a free group, and if you're not getting any love, you might not have a good targeted audience, first of all. That's my first thought. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree that I would say before this training, that was probably my biggest problem as well. Felt like you kind of were connecting with people, but nobody was committing. Truth is, you really weren't talking to the right people. Either you weren't talking to the right people, or you weren't, or the people you were talking to, you weren't having the right conversation. So, which comes down to, really, are those your people? Because the way you're posting as if you were talking, or you want to present this, right? But if you're talking to your niche, they would be all over it. If you weren't talking to your niche, they're like, yeah, we support you, you know. So
Yeah, I mean,
I
it should be pretty easy to get someone to join a free group, right?
yes,
Yeah.
if you're talking to the right people, and
Yeah.
that's the whole point. You may be talking to the wrong people.
So to answer your question, it's probably not your wording, it's probably the people you're talking to.
Yeah.
Because for a free group, now you could try different ideas, because one thing we do is I actually don't recommend necessarily, hey, you know, join this free workout group or free clean eating group. We actually like Tony Hattinger, which she, I believe she talks about it in the free training coming up this week. She had a Elf in the Shelf group, and she had over 600 people inside of this for Christmas. And she got a crazy amount of business from it, and transitioned a bunch of people, and has a bunch of conversations started. So yeah, I mean, just it doesn't have to be about fitness to be a great free group.
No, in fact, I ran a group that was not about fitness. It was about life balance. You know,
Yeah.
it had a tiny 1 day element of fitness and nutrition, but the rest of it was balancing life.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be about something with fitness to be successful, you guys.
Yeah. Okay. Another question, and I think that it really kind of goes along with, getting more detailed would be, a whole, your training, right? So how to make Facebook ads targeted at the right people you're trying to attract. That's kind of what we were talking about in you're having the conversation, you're talking to the wrong person. So how do I target those people? Really what that comes down to, right, is your training.
Well, I mean, there's some stuff that, like, from this group standpoint, I mean, that we have to get into more detail in the paid training, because some of it, it does create step-by-step over-the-shoulder things. But realize for a lot of it, if you are going on and you're just like, man, nobody's really connecting on my page, more than likely, it's either one of two things. It's your posts or your audience, okay? Now, a lot of times I've seen it's people's posts. They're just not good. But also, there are people that have great content that are getting no love. Stephanie Kaufman was a perfect example of that, and she brings it up all the time. But if you have somebody that has great posts, they really know how to post and get people engaged, but they just don't have the right audience. Because you could have awesome posts, but if it's falling on people that are not interested in it, why would they engage?
Yeah,
right.
That's what I went through as well. I had posts, and you even looked at my posts. You said, "No, your posts are great. It's just your audience is not the right person. You're not talking to the right people."
And once you found your audience, how much did that change for you?
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's like I come to work every day excited because I know that I'm talking to the right people, versus just going through the motions of posting, hoping that I'm talking to the right people. Like, I know I'm talking to the right people now. So it's night and day.
Yeah, so keep them coming.
Okay, here's one. I'm sure you get this question all the time. Should you invite your personal page friends to come to your like page? Absolutely.
Absolutely. I think one of the biggest things you should do right away is get people to transition over and get them naturally, like, hey, if I want to follow Anna's stuff, I have to know I need to go over to her like page. When I was in DC this weekend with Jatana Jackson, she does a great job of saying, hey, I'm going to be posting this. Check it out. Here's a link to my group, or here's a link to my business page, my like page.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
Yeah, I had a lot of people come over to my like page that are on my personal page, and they they're on both. Not everybody. So the people that want to see you will come over there and see you. Yeah.
No question about it.
That myself. Okay. Should our like page be our name or made up name?
That's
asked that question because this is in my team, because my page is a made up name.
No, I think you can, it doesn't matter really what the name is, you guys. What really matters is the value you're providing your audience, and then finding your right tribe to come in there. So, I mean, I could name it Ninja Turtle Jesse. And if I'm going on there and I am kicking butt, I'm giving people a bunch of value, and I am really connecting with my audience, they will remember me,
Same thing if you just named it your name. I mean,
so the name is really irrelevant. I just keep things simple, but for the most part. But if you want to add a little bit, like my wife does, Sarah Reagan, health and fitness coach.
Yeah. Okay, here's a good one too. How should you use your personal page and business page effectively together?
Well, like I said at the beginning of it, it's all about kind of creating a balance sometimes. Ideally speaking, you want to run everything through your like page and then just keep your personal page personal for your friends and family. But sometimes it's a combination of both. We don't do a lot on our personal pages because we don't need to, because we know what we're doing on Facebook, right? But for some people, they've got such a big personal tribe that they built for so long. They get kind of attached to that, and they think they can't really, they're not willing to, you almost have to take a step back to move forward sometimes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think to answer the question, it's about trying to find your balance with it a little bit, and know what's working and what's not. I'm not going to tell anybody, don't post on your personal page. But what I will say is lead with your like page, and that definitely needs to be your feeder system into the most important thing, which is conversations.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what I totally agree. Okay, so it looks like those are all the questions that I have on my team page. I'm looking on your event page to see if there are any questions.
Let's see.
Do you suggest we name our like page after our team name or just stick with our name? I had a like page for 2 years and got views but no love, and finally a few months just deactivated it. So excited to try this again. So I guess the question is, should you put your team name in your name?
I would not have my team name on there personally, because you're branding yourself. You can bring your team up in there and how much you love your team, how much you work with your team. You can bring that up in your posts. But remember, it's about you first. So people want to connect with you. I even have a lot of people ask, should we do it as a couple? I think that's way more difficult. My wife and I are so different in a lot of ways. I can't keep up with her. And if I started trying to, the people that are going to connect with my wife are going to be completely different than the ones that connect with me.
Yeah.
So I personally would not do your team name. I would bring your team up in there and how much you love your team and how much you really, want to work, how well you work together. But remember, it's about you first.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. I have about 1,300 friends on my Facebook. How can I reach most of them with my posts?
So is that from a personal page or a like page?
I think it's a personal page. I have about 1,300 friends on my Facebook, which tells me personal page. How can I reach most of them with my posts?
Yeah, and I think someone actually answered that, which is right. They basically have to make your posts a priority. There's really no way to guarantee everything. The only way you could guarantee, if I said I want everyone to see my post, is that if it was on my like page and I said I'm going to promote it to all of my fans, then I could guarantee that I could see all them, or I could do with some audience or whatever. But we get into all that inside of there. I don't want to take too much more time unless there's any more questions you guys got. Let's end it here and realize tomorrow. And I apologize if there's any confusion in the free training, by the way. And Anna, I hope all your team can get over and check out this free training.
Yeah, I posted the link in our page.
Okay, so I'll post day 2 tomorrow. I'll just post it right in there, and then I'll have a link to this and the other day 1 training I did. So this is kind of the bonus training I did. This is some of the talk. It's a little bit more detailed in here than even what we did in DC because I had more time to just interact, which I like. But I hope you guys got some really great value from it. I hope you enjoyed this. We had a lot of people stick around. So it was a lot of fun. Thank you guys. And again, any other questions or whatever, let me know. Otherwise, please share this with your teams. There's no obligation here. Just check out the free training, see what it's like. And remember, Tuesday, January 17th, right here in the group, the same way you watch this, it's just going to be a live video that we're going to post a YouTube link. And I'm going to go through and interview a bunch of other people in the training. We're going to go through real world examples. So it's actually going to be screen shares of real examples of winning posts and things that have brought a ton of business for people. So if you guys have any questions about that, let me know. But Tuesday, January 17th, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern, same time we did tonight. So next Tuesday, don't forget it, save the date. And thank you so much, Anna, for being on here.
Thank you very much. We very much appreciate you hopping on Monday night for us. So
absolutely, I'll do whatever I can to help you guys. And hey, we'll see you guys in the free event. If you have any questions, post them in there or send me a message on the Social Team Builder fan page if you need anything else. All right, thanks, guys.